Hello, my name is Paul Coughlin. I'm the owner of Taconic Distillery, located in Stanfordville, New York, in the beautiful Hudson Valley. I own the business with my wife of 33 years and my 3 adult daughters. We've been in business, this is our 12th year. We can be found in 27 states. We have the #1 New York State made bourbon. We have a rye business as well. We do a double barrel maple bourbon and are also known for our bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. So behind me right here is our continuous column still, built down in Louisville, Kentucky by Vendome. We've got a doubler as well. What we have over here, so as you drove in, you can't see it right now, we have 3 20-ton silos outside. So in the morning, we weigh the grains, mill it outside, and then auger it through, as you can see up there, and this is our cooker. So we cook everything. It ends up looking like a kind of a thick oatmeal. And then once we're done cooking and adding the enzymes, we add the yeast in, which is going to attack the starches to make sugar and alcohol. After the yeast is put in, we put it into the fermenters. You see 2 of the fermenters right here. We have a 3rd one behind it. The yeast is obviously going to be attacking the starches, creating alcohol. The temperature is going to want to go up. So these things right here are jackets that cold water comes in automatically to keep the mash at a specific temperature. After 3 or 4 days, the alcohols are 100% complete. It's probably an 8 or 10% alcohol, kind of it would be like a sour beer. We then pump everything over here. This is the beer well, and this just has an agitator so we don't get any clumps. The sole purpose of this is it feeds the still. You've got the sight glass right here. It goes up and then drops down. We've got direct steam injection, and alcohol vaporizes at 190 degrees, so obviously lower than water. The vapors come through. They go through this left column, which is filled with copper piping and cold water, comes down into the first, these is called your low wines, spirit cell, 135 proof. It then gets dumped back into the doubler, gets redistilled a second time, and comes out through the second column at around 140, 148 proof, and that's our finished goods. So the next thing with bourbon is we have to put it in the barrels at below 125 or below. So we put it back there with specific weight and hydrometers. We then figure how much water we need to do to get it ready to barrel at 125 proof. So we talked about the still. Everything comes off the still clear, looks like water. It goes into charred American oak barrels. Here's what the inside of a barrel looks like. The bourbon is going to get 100% of its color from the wood and about 60% of its flavors. So when it comes off the still, it's going to taste like corn, rye, and malted barley. That's it. When people talk about vanilla, butterscotch, fresh cut grass, all that stuff, that's all the interaction from the wood and the alcohol. We also have something called angel share. We have evaporation. So when I don't know if you can see these, when we fill it up, 53 gallons, that's a new fill. And then say 2 years later, 3 years or 4 years, and then 10 years. So we lose about 6 to 8% every year. And after about 10 years, you can see that you've got, you're probably losing 40% of your alcohol. A barrel empty weighs 115 pounds. When we dump them out in 6, 7 years, the barrel weighs about 135 pounds. There's alcohol that is left in the wood, and that's referred to as the devil's cut. And then in terms of color, obviously we fill them brand new, they're clear. This is what 6 months will do in terms of color, 2 years and 4 years. And then this is we have 3 rick houses. This is the smallest. I think there are 400 barrels in here. We have 2 other buildings, one the size of this one and one bigger. We have 4,000 barrels sitting down there. These are not temperature controlled. What we want is we want the temperature to go up and down and move that alcohol in and out of the wood almost like an accordion. I would say below 45 degrees, nothing takes place. What we want are those, maybe not today, but last week where you have 40 degrees in the morning, 80 in the afternoon. Massive temperature swing pushing that alcohol in and out of the wood.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Taconic Distillery. My name is Pierce. I've been the head distiller here for, I think, 4 years now. I've been here 6. I was just going to walk you through some of our products. So we started with our Dutch Sprite Reserve. This is like our staple product. It's our DPR bourbon, straight bourbon. Aged right now about 6 years. Mash bill is 70, 25, 5, 70% corn, 25 rye, 5% barley. And then moving on from that, this is like our staple product. Right away, we started aging our bourbon in a maple barrel. So we send out our barrels, they get maple syrup in them, they sit. Then we get the barrels back, age our bourbon 6 months in that, and that's how we started with the maple bourbon. Something new we have now is we actually started doing a pre-made cocktail in a bottle. So this is a maple old fashioned. The only thing you're missing is an ice cube and maybe an Electrado cherry, and these things are perfect. We do a couple different things also. So we have some, like our rye, we started that from the beginning as well. This is 95% rye, 5% barley. Then we have a higher proof rye, and then we have a single barrel 125 proof rye as well. Alongside that, we also do the same thing with our bourbon. So we have a 115 proof bourbon, a 125 single barrel. We have a bottle and bond, another single barrel that's a 100 proof, the horse and jockey. And then we did a little seasonal experiment, single barrel, 100 proof, Halloween. We also do a Christmas label too. Outside of that, another major hit is we do a bourbon cream. It's kind of like a Bailey's, but much better. And then we do a couple different finishes with our bourbon. We have a Cabernet, a Caribbean rum, and a Mizunara. Same type of process. Take our bourbon out after it's been 5 or 6 years old, and then we age it an additional 6 months to a year in those casks.